All right, we are doing a second day review for our quads modeling and series test that we're having in my class tomorrow. If you hadn't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I'm still teaching, and some of my kids have no idea what's going on. Okay, for those that actually looked at your practice test B, I did tell you that stuff was going to be taken off from A to B. This is more like what your test is going to be looking like tomorrow. Okay, you get 8 points for number one. There's a possible 18 points on part one, 8 for number one, 10 for number two. Okay, so number one, your A, B, and C. Well, A is 2, B is 6, C is 5. Yes, you get 1 point each for that. Believe it or not, I've had people miss that. All right, negative B over 2A. Well, that's negative 6. Oh, I didn't mean for it to be fractions. All right, so you would have got negative 3 over 2 or negative 1.5. Sometimes fractions happen. I'll do better. That was funny. All right, and just plug it in. Yeah. So we get 0.5 or 1/2. Okay. Now, yeah, there was lots of decimals or fractions or whatever you wanted to say, but here's the deal. You're encouraged to use a calculator. A lot. Okay. So let's see. All right. Now, oh, the first 5 days after the weekend are the worst. Some people don't get that joke. Yeah. If you put it in fraction form, yeah, I'll double check to make sure we don't have fractions and decimals. I honestly did not mean for this to have those. I was just putting numbers in here on Friday. I was just kind of, done with a couple things. All right. So moving on from number one, remember all that is worth 8 points. Okay. All very easily obtainable. Believe it or not. Whoops. Besides doing that, this part and this part you could all plug into the calculator. Wow. All right. So, number two, this one is worth 10 points because we have these extra little things here from solid and dotted. All right. First off, because this is an inequality. Is this going to have a solid line or a dotted line? Solid, because it's got the line up underneath it. That's worth 1 point. Which way are we going to shade, up or down? Up. That's worth another 1 point. Okay. What is our A? -2. What is our B? Aha. Very good. A lot of people would have actually said -10 was our B because they're like, it's the next number. No, B is the number beside X. Okay. Now, remember, anytime B is 0, our axis of symmetry is going to be 0. I will show you just to, some of y'all are like, it can't be. All right. So, now, all right, when we plug in this 0 right here, believe it or not, all this cancels. We're just left with -10. Okay? Here we go. All right. So, told y'all when you take that stuff off, really easy to get these points. Really easy 18 points right off the bat. Yay. Now, remember, if I was making my orange sheet, I would make sure to know why it would be solid or dotted, why we would shade up or down, stuff like that. All right, now, on part 2, I want you to notice, on part 2, you do not receive points for labeling AH and K. But I will take that in consideration as you do your other stuff. Okay? So, that being said, our A did it is 0.5. Our H is 5. Remember, it's the opposite of this. Bless you. All right. Because our A is between 0 and 1, this is a compress of 0.5. Yep. Right 5, down 7. All right. Now, our axis of symmetry is x equals 5. That's our h value. Yes, you have to put the x equals. Why do you have to put the x equals on part 2 and not part 1? But if you look at part 1, it already has the formula for you where it says x equals and you plug in. Wow. Okay. Your vertex, well, this is HK, so this is -7. Because our A is positive, it opens up. That means our minimum is also our vertex. Our maximum is infinity. So 1 times 0.5. All right, so we add 0.5, so this is negative 6.5. And then this 3a. What? Okay. You think that's all right. Okay. All right. Remember, you're adding that ratio to the problem, to the value before it. Okay. Like to the y value before it, not to the one at the very beginning. Yes. If I was going to a Christmas themed concert, what kind of concert is this? Like a school concert? I would just wear regular clothes. I would just dress as regular clothes. I mean, you could shock everybody and go to like, Buddy the Elf. I mean, or go as an inflatable gingerbread man. That would be awesome. You would make you you would make a splash. Speaking of which, snacks. Do you know what's the best Christmas present? That's right, a broken drum. You can't beat it. All right, we go to number 3. All right. Remember, that whole thing is 17 points. So that means part 2 is worth 34 points. Some of y'all were like, oh, yeah. Told y'all there's a lot of stuff happening on this test. All right. A is 3. H is negative 6 because it's the opposite. K is 2. All right. H. Did you like totally forget exactly how we did the problem right before it? Oh, so you're just not paying attention. That makes a lot more. All right. So this is a stretch of 3. Okay. This goes left 6. This goes up 2. Was what say? Stretch. All right. Axis of symmetry is x equals negative 6. Our A is positive, so this right here. Our K is the y value for our vertex. A is positive, so it goes to infinity. -5, -4, -7, -8. All right. So 1A is 3. So what is 2 plus 3? 5. All right. 3A is 9, so this will be 14. Yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's there is a hierarchy of how to ask questions. Number one, first go back and look at your notes. Number two, ask people around you. Then number three is me. I am the last line of defense. Yeah, it's kind of yeah. A lot of this stuff that you probably have questions about should be directly in your notes. I mean, I actually, if you go back and look at a lot of your notes, a lot of these questions look super similar. I know. I mean, I'm just one of those teachers. I guess I'm a fake teacher that I actually, teach and test you on the same stuff. Maybe I should do something different for that on the final. Maybe I should give y'all a study guide and then the final be nothing like the study guide. A question table? What's a question table? Oh, yeah, yeah, there's going to be a question table on the final. I forgot. We have a table where students can come and ask questions. All right. Yes. Doop doop doop. As we're waiting diligently for everybody to catch up. Is anybody's sinuses like making you feel like you're gonna like sprout a unicorn horn because it was like 30 degrees last week and 80 degrees over the weekend. Now we're back to 50. No, huh? Well, I wouldn't tell people that you take a lot of drugs. Yeah, yeah. As soon as we get somebody to finish number three, yeah. Hey, Kamori, Kamori, will you open the door, please? Yeah. Just put them right here so I can go through them later. Thank you. That's all right. All right. Thank you. All right. We good now? That was number three. That was number four. We just got some, since this is luscious pumpkin trifle. Soothe your soul. This may not work for some people. I don't know. It's very soapy. And then cashmere woods. I don't know. All right. Are we all good with number four now? Okay. Number five. Shh. So let's look. Let's look at our y values. What's happening right here? Yeah, we're multiplying by 4. This means this is an exponential. And it's going to look like this. All right, so on our equation, well, this is our r. So it's going to be 4. Ooh. What's our r? We are multiplying by 4 each time. So that is our r. Now, we have to find our a sub 0. Our a sub 0 is when x equals 0. All right, well, this is x equals 0, 1. Bam. There we go. If you go back and look directly at the notes from Thursday, the lesson from Thursday, and the practice test A from Friday. So am I. Sometimes I don't have time for questions. I have plenty of Kleenexes if you need to cry. Okay. All right. Number 6. Well, let's look at our y values. Oh, it looks like they start repeating, but they don't. Yep, this is subtracting, which means this is linear. So y equals, this would be our m, negative 4x. Our b is when x is 0, so our b would be negative 8. Yes, our b is when the x is 0. We use the y value. All right, number 7, let's look at the y values. Do they start repeating? Yes, they start repeating here. That means this is a quadratic. Okay. Remember, our quadratic formula looks like this. All right. In the middle where they start repeating, this is our H, this is our K. So we can go ahead and plug that in. Now, how do we get to our A value? Well, we start at 7. We start at our K value, and what is that? We start at our K value, and we go to the next value. So if we're at 7, how do we get to 8? Add 1. So you can put a 1 right there. You can leave it alone. Either one. Okay. Somebody's going to say, wait, again, because that might bring the Joe, and I want to know what the question. It's going to make me snap. All right. And number 8. All right, let's look at our y values. This goes 3, 6, 12. Yeah, we're multiplying by 2. This is another exponential. This is our r value. So 2 is going to go in the parentheses. Now, to find our a sub 0, does it really tell us when x is 0? No. So we got to take 3 and divide it by 2, which is 1.5 or 3 over 2. And there's our answer. It's almost like that one was set up to help us with, maybe the next section. How would you know? You might have a question. Sure. Are you sure you're all knowing? I I don't have my boots on because I really wish I did because it's getting deep in here. I said I wish I had my boots on because it's getting deep in here. Some of y'all are like that. Some of y'all are like that one candle in the menorah that just won't light. Okay, that's all I want. Some. Okay. All right. That's a great story. Glad we were there for it. All right. So, all right. Do we really care anything about this equation? No. We look for if it's a plus or if it's a dot. Okay. Basically, if it's a plus, what we're going to do, we're going to take this number and add 8 to it. So what is 20 plus 8? And then we're going to add 8 again. All right. And we're going to add 8 again. Okay. So that's what you do, whether it says plus or multiply or whatever. No, it's not the whole. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Even if the whole test was this, Aaron, you would still be up at the question table 65 times. Mm. All right. Part 5. What's happening each time? I'm adding 2. So this is an arithmetic sequence. All right. Arithmetic looks very similar to our linear. All right. This is our M. All right. If the way we would get B is we would take our first term and then we would end up doing the opposite. So what is 6 minus 2? 4. All right. And that's it for our review. Test is tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I have enough red ink. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.